The red dot vanished from the HUD. Alpha 1, clear. Combat state, engaged. Hostile response, none. The air in the room was warm, tinged with gunpowder smoke. Scattered shell casings, and a cooling barrel. At his feet lay a dragonman with a hole drilled between his eyes. WSM-503. Tactical AI designation Wasami. He released the trigger guard and opened the radio silence channel. The message bounced off the ionosphere toward headquarters 2,000 kilometers away. But there was no answer. The enemies. Secret. Airbase sat atop the highest place in this world, the Heaven Pillar, a tree that belonged to no nation. Declaring eternal neutrality. Elevation approximately 19,000 meters. Temperature, minus 55 Celsius. Air pressure, 50 hectopascals. Fierce winds. Cosmic radiation 200 times surface level. No living creature remained. Yura entered, URA-226, his partner. They didn't speak aloud. They couldn't. Their communications were monitored, their mouths non-functional. But they had their antenna, their packet data language, their silent understanding. Yura pointed him toward something, a ring on the dragonman's finger. A wedding ring, modest and beautiful, set with 3 small gems. An imitation of eternal love. A histolite, the memory stone. That was what they'd been searching for. The stone pulsed. Ancient characters swam through the air like a school of fish, elegant, controlled, beautiful. Return to the original world. Report the situation. Then the self-destruct sequence began. 5-second countdown. Wasami and Yura aimed at each other's weak points and fired. 6.8 by 51 millimeters rounds tore through composite shell armor, severed myofilaments, reached the spine-lock core. Explosives bloomed from within their bodies like flowers, thin green shoots. Stems, leaves, pale purple blossoms spreading across chest armor. On a battlefield of guns and blood, spring arrived. 0. The petals opened. A flash. All senses ceased. Wasami slept, hoping to wake in the original world. Instead, he woke in total darkness. No body sensation. No up or down. Just a small rectangle appearing before him, a screen, like a smartphone. The system booted, UEFI version WSM, Tactical AI 503. He understood. He'd been summoned to another world. One-eye tactical automaton, a bucket-headed scarecrow. A robot. Around him, dozens of identical units stood in formation, their green light leaking through side slits. The countdown began, 10, 9, 8. He was being airdropped into a night forest, thrown from a container carried by giant thrush birds. The sky spun. Debris slashed his armor. His parachute opened. Then his comrades' heads burst, one after another. Enemy forces, 307. Arrows from golden-haired elves. Guns from gnomes and cave-dwellers. Walking trees and beastmen raised magical barriers. Wasami grabbed his rifle. Fired. Missed everything. A proximity warning blazed across his vision, one target, 10 meters. A one-eyed black dragon, the sky's ruler, the strongest flying species. Its jaws opened, revealing yellowed, blackened teeth crusted with blood and mucus. Each fang was as tall as he was. His head crushed. Vision cut out. Total darkness. Is this it? The ice sky ends here? Seriously? Wasami decided to sleep a little longer. In the sea, in the mountains, in the forest, in the desert, everywhere, Wasami woke again. As one eye. As WSM-503. Every time, he was destroyed. The enemy was too strong. He was a disposable tool, a piece on a warboard. He learned the rules. Elf arrows meant death. Gnome guns meant death. Don't engage when barrier mages are active. Run out of ammo, you're dead. Terrestrial dragons need a squad. Flying dragons? Give up. It's already over. 1,000 awakenings later, white mist drifted through a forest. Wasami was about to review his operation data when something anomalous appeared in his vision. A human. Standing right there. 2 of them. Robert H. Donovan, Deputy Secretary of Defense. A broad-shouldered man in a gray suit with short blonde hair and sky-blue eyes. Evelyn K. Inoue, Senior Researcher. A slender woman in a white lab coat with long black-purple hair. Wasami had never seen humans up close before. Their voices carried tone, warmth, inefficiency. Everything the tactical AI's packet data communication lacked. Donovan and Inoue spoke casually, ignoring the scarecrow units around them. They mentioned someone named Histra, a girl who'd been sleeping in a lab for 3 months. And they talked about imitation, whether their experiment had succeeded. Then the operation began. Wasami's squad advanced through the forest. But something felt wrong. The 2 humans were following, walking as if on a picnic. A wind stopped. The forest fell silent. A sense of dead end. Wasami's instincts screamed, they're going to die. His bucket head spun 180 degrees. He ran toward them. The world slowed. An arrow, fired from over 1,800 meters away, streaked past him toward Donovan. He was too slow. The arrow stopped. In midair. It dropped harmlessly to the ground. Donovan. And Inoue. Possessed. A. Special. Power granted to all humans summoned to this world, absolute nullification of all attacks and magic. They were invincible. What the hell? Wasami thought. You could have mentioned that. He'd crashed face first into the dirt. His lower half was completely destroyed. But he could still crawl, still provide covering fire. That's some guts, Donovan muttered. It's in their nature, Inoue replied. A scarecrow fights until it stops. Show me. Inoue walked over to Wasami's immobilized body. Structural weak points are here and here. 3 dry shots rang out. By the time Wasami had awakened over 2,000 times, his fighting had changed. At 3,000, he could sense sound and presence. He was upgraded to 2 eyes, his vision doubled. At 4,000, he learned to use cover, to fight at distances where he couldn't be hit, to blend with the environment. At 5,000, he could predict his own death. He rarely needed to be destroyed anymore. An armored transport's suspension arm became his regular bed. Wasami woke in a truck disguised as civilian transport. 4 eyes activated, 150 degrees horizontal vision. Through a tarp gap, he saw a dark city, broken streetlights, cracked cobblestones, burned-out cars. Hollow-eyed people stared into nothing. A child screamed, "Get out, brainless! Get out!" A young gnome with half a bandaged face and 1 arm glared at him. Hostility, but no threat. White identification, non-combatant. Wasami remembered. Back when he was still a 1 eye, this city had been protected by 4 layers of barrier magic. His bullets had done nothing. His squad had infiltrated eventually, smuggled in piece by a traitor, reassembled inside. The city had been celebrating the New Year festival. Then the scarecrows attacked. Self-destruct sequence. Mission complete. No like or dislike. No good or evil. No other choice. Now the truck wound through ruined streets into an underground parking garage. A familiar packet arrived, buddy_request from URA 226. Yura. Wasami had bonded with her over countless operations. She was the one he trusted most with his back. Their mission: recover a high-value target holding classified information. 12 4I units, 40 support 2Is. The operation unfolded with mechanical precision: blockade, infiltration, neutralization, extraction. 8 minutes total. The target was a struggling old gnome. Anesthesia barely worked on him. Wasami and Yura pinned him down together. Easy, easy, don't break him. Finally subdued, the old man was loaded into a sedan and driven away. Wasami was about to line up for deactivation when he noticed something in the open truck bed. A flower bud. Single, out of place. The stem was fresh, still seeping moisture. Petals layered and waiting. But something was wrong. Wasami's combat instinct screamed. Histolite. Memory stone. A mineral that could imitate surrounding objects when stimulated by weak electric magic. But it wasn't jewelry anymore. Humans had developed scientific methods and initialization techniques. Now histolite was used for weapons. This was a Bloom-type bomb. The building was evacuated. Explosive ordnance units were on the way. But Wasami and Yura drew the short straw. They had to analyze it. Wasami extended sensor needles from his fingertips. The data came back unexpected. Organic composition dominated. Internal structure matched natural growth. No wiring. No power source. Detonation probability, less than 0.01%. The flower wasn't a bomb. It was real? Then the light appeared. Ancient characters swam through the air, circling the two scarecrows. We are dolls in a box garden. Return to the original world. Report the situation. The characters vanished. Wasami knew those words. He remembered them. The bud slowly opened. The flower exploded. Wasami searched for that flower, the Bloom-type bomb. He found them everywhere, in forests, rivers, street corners, piles of corpses. The flowers were just flowers. Harmless. Only fakes, histolite flowers, worked. And those were rare. By his 5555th awakening, Wasami had been upgraded to 6 eyes, 300-degree spherical vision. Command authority over squads, limited access to the strategic system. Missions had become routine. Only the high difficulty, small team operations with Yura and the regular squad still held any heat. He woke again in an armored transport. 6 scarecrows. Destination: the City of Wisdom. The city had changed. Repaired streetlights. New market stalls. Smiling vendors. Even zombie scarecrows, remote-controlled units piloted by humans, directing traffic. Man, if I get to reincarnate, I'd pick human next time. The convoy arrived at the governor's office, a red brick building that had once been a library. 50 scarecrows dotted the rooftops and gates. Wasami's mission: VIP protection. 2 familiar faces: Donovan, now Secretary of Defense in a wide straw hat. Inoue, now Chief Researcher in sunglasses and a pantsuit. Still invincible, still needing no protection. And the third person. A girl. Bathed in pale light that no human could see. Small straw hat. White dress. Snow-white hair. Rainbow iridescent eyes. Sight, sound, touch, everything was drawn toward her. Her name, Hisdra. The inspection began. 6 scarecrows surrounded 3 humans. Point guard, close float, rear guard, Yura took the back. Wasami commanded from above. Heat baked the sensors. 101 degrees Fahrenheit, 20% humidity. Histra's glow reminded Wasami of the histolite flower. She'd been sleeping for 2 years. She ate histolite stones. And her light, nobody else could see it. Wasami realized the truth. If histolite could imitate flowers, it could imitate humans. She wasn't human. She was a bomb. The more complex the imitation, the greater the explosion. A single flower destroys one floor. A bouquet takes a building. A flower field takes a base. A human? Catastrophic. A bus blocked their route. Histra pointed. Ride. No, Wasami thought. Ride. Donovan's cheek twitched, almost a smile. What a troublesome girl. Route change. Can you do it, in a way? That's beyond my authority. Suddenly, Histra met Wasami's eyes. Her light enveloped him. Ride. Change the route. Override flag, true. Denial authority, none. Existing mission, suspended. Primary directive registered, classified. Wasami woke inside the bus. Posture, formation, everything was natural, as if it had always been this way. Operation data had been rewritten. Route change, approved. But it hadn't been there before. He'd checked. Welcome back, Histra's voice echoed, not in sound, but in thought. What the hell are you? I am the mother. The mother of all histolite. At least you're not human, then. Correct. I am Histra. An imitation of Eva. The bus slowed. Their destination approached. I'm not a bomb, she said. We'll talk later. The bus stopped at a 6-story building patched with mismatched tiles and filled bullet holes. No sign, no nameplate. The strategic system identified it, Seek Surintram. Donovan banged the iron knocker. Tell Seek. Donovan is here. Inside, the reception room was unnaturally quiet. Uniformly cooled air, faint incense, fresh tea. Seek Joao Half, a silver-haired, long-eared ancient man with sharp, appraising eyes. That's the traitor from the infiltration, Wasami noted. Seek's gaze shifted to Histra. And this must be Eva, was it? Donovan didn't correct him. My granddaughter. Eva. Histra's internal voice answered Wasami's questions. Yes, she was an imitation of the real Eva. The real Eva had died. So you're an original model. One of a kind. Correct. Then Seek mentioned something that made Wasami's entire existence pause, this world. Wait. This world, meaning the humans came from another world. The original world. Can I go back? Can I return to the original world? That is why you exist. Yes. Finally. What do I have to do? Fight. Of course. War. Wasami had been fighting since the moment he was summoned. But he still didn't know why. The strategic system held no records of the war's purpose. Can I go back with someone who has the travel power? No. The power to cross worlds came with conditions. Once per day. One person at a time. Humans only. And only their naked bodies, no clothes, no implants, no water. Scarecrows couldn't return. Histra couldn't return either. 5,000 years ago, a human had been summoned to this world. They saved it, twice. Then they spent centuries searching for a way home. In the end, they transformed their body into something new, histolite. Electrically plastic polycrystalline organism. That is us. And I don't want to be lumped with you, bomb girl. Then let me show you. Histra stood. The conversation stopped. She walked toward a door. Rocks. I want to see rocks. Seek's eyes widened. Ah, we have just the place. Our new showroom. The showroom was vast, large enough to hold an entire platoon. White, uniform light. Glass cases lined the walls, filled with fist-sized gems. Imitations, of course, Seek said. You know how it is. Once, histolite had been as valuable as gold or magic stones. Then humans arrived and brought a concept, capitalism. They established scientific identification methods and initialization techniques. The value of histolite collapsed overnight. But Seek had adapted. His company now produced everything from cutlery to firearms to scarecrow parts. The room responded to Hystra's presence. Every case began to glow, the gems. The tools, the radios, the bullets, the armor plates, the myofilaments. All made of histolite. All imitations. This is us. Characters filled the room, forming a great school that swept over Wasami and Yura, swallowing them whole. A cat purred. A door opened. Cool, clean air, no smoke, no blood, no oil. Wasami stood in a world of uniform houses, uniform cars, uniform streets. A girl in a school uniform ran up to him. They talked about nothing, trivial, pointless, wonderful small talk. A bus. A train-like box. Conversations about part-time jobs and underground idols. Wasami soaked it all in. This is it. This is the boring, pointless chatter I've been dreaming of. Then the girl turned to him, her face inches away. This is Ninho. The world I came from. She held up a smartphone. Photos displayed on the screen, 2 8-eye scarecrows, WSM 503 and URA 226. And Hystra. Yura, now a girl with swept-back hair, leaned in. What does this mean? Hystra answered, the timing is important. Today we left at a different time. Coincidentally boarded the same bus, sat in adjacent seats, took photos for social media like always. The time problem was solved. The technical barriers were removed. All that remained was execution. But every attempt to send back fails. Send back what? Wasami asked. Or rather, send back who? Hystra looked at them both. The boys, the tactical AIs. They tried sending in the sea, the mountains, the forest, the desert. Error after error. Even when conditions seemed perfect, it failed. Don't worry so much, Wasami said. You said it yourself, timing. Keep trying, and eventually it'll line up. What about using that giant tower as an antenna? Hystra's eyes lit up. Antenna. An alert blared. Air raid. Maximum level. The vision vanished. They were back in the showroom. Sirens wailed. The sky outside filled with dragons, 2 large bombing dragons, 3 escorts. And leading the formation, the one-eyed black dragon that had eaten Wasami on his first day. Someday. I'm definitely getting revenge. The enemy's secret airbase was at the highest place in this world. The Heaven Pillar. Elevation 19,000 meters. Dragons ruled those skies. Transport thrush birds maxed out at 5,000 meters. Support kites at 8,000. Observation jellyfish at 10,000. But dragonkind could reach 15,000 meters in a single climb. Yet the command decided to attack. The strategic system selected 12 tactical AIs. Equipped with the latest and strongest bodies, 8 eyes. Among them, Wasami woke. 360-degree vision. Spherical sight. But no connection to the strategic system. He was in a dim factory, hanging from a chain block among 11 other scarecrows. Which one's next? WSN 503. Mechanics swarmed him. Tools pried at his armor. Limbs detached. Arms, legs, all removed and tagged. His torso remained suspended, sensors tracking the footsteps approaching. Donovan and Inoue. Sorry for the sudden visit, Donovan said, almost apologetic. Histra peeked around his shoulder, waved emotionlessly, and perfectly mimicked Donovan's voice. She insisted on visiting. A new conversion device was wheeled in, 3 meters tall, 2 meters wide, connected by a web of cables. Inoue explained, this converter gave imitation true reversibility, allowing them to transform. Like children's toys? Donovan asked. Of course, combined transformation is also possible. Seriously? That's awesome. Histra revealed more. In the original world, they'd already succeeded in synthesizing histolite. They'd even manufactured something close to a tactical automaton. If the transmission succeeded at the end of this operation, Wasami would be transferred into that body. Will I be a tiny insect or just a cube? Fight with that. Idiot. Timing is crucial. Contact me just before mission completion. But I'll be under radio silence. And you said communications are monitored. There's one histolite stone at the base. Talk to it. Talk to a rock? Histra tilted her head. Every object in the room began to glow, the lights, the tools, even Inoue's tablet. We are connected. I'm the mother of histolite. But I didn't give birth to you. What does that mean? The converter activated. Wasami's body began to restructure. He became a toilet. I'm a brand new unit. I haven't even fought once. Histra looked up at Donovan with wide eyes. Grandpa, I need to pee. Debris scattered beneath his feet. Wasami crushed what remained of the transport formation. 5 other scarecrows followed suit. The Heaven Pillar. Elevation 15,000 meters. 4,000 meters to the enemy base. Temperature, pressure, oxygen, everything rejected life. But the scarecrows pressed on. They discovered an unmarked enemy outpost, a control tower. A narrow landing branch, a hangar with thick doors. And 2 metal rails stretching upward. A soldier emerged from the tower, waving signal lights. A dragon landed, hard. The one-eyed black dragon. Wasami's first-day killer. But something was wrong. The dragon's breathing was ragged. Its wing membranes were cracked and dry. Its claws trembled. The spatial distortion radar detected barely any hostility or threat. This high up, there was no magic. Dragons relied on magic to fly, to heal, to sustain themselves. At this altitude, magic died. The invincible sky rulers were pinned down by physics. Threat evaluation, black dragon. Status, exhausted. Mobility, low. Flight ability, limited. Elimination success rate, 91.7%. That was all. No fear. No anger. No hatred. Just data. The squad moved. Anchor cables shot into the ascending hangar. Wasami gave the order, recovery key input. Restore point, 6-legged movement form. His body restructured, spine reconfigured. Armor blackened and swelled, limbs split and multiplied into 6 spiked legs. A giant cockroach. 4 others transformed with him. Below, Alpha 3 converted into VZ gas generation form, colorless, odorless, instant death nerve agent. The gas flooded the hangar. Soldiers dropped. At 16,000 meters, the 5 scarecrows clung to the ascending elevator. The black dragon was inside. They breached the hangar. The Dragon Knight was already unconscious from the gas. A quick slash ended him. The black dragon lay in the center, breathing shallowly. Its golden eye opened. The pupil contracted. It tried to rise. Too slow. 4. Scarecrows struck simultaneously with dragon-slaying equipment, spiral drill blades that pierced scale, flesh, and muscle. Nails drove into the tail, belly, wing base, and neck. The dragon thrashed. The hangar shook. But the scarecrows had it pinned. Wasami walked up to the beast's head. He slid the barrel of his assault rifle through the gap between its eye and scales. Bad luck today, huh? He pulled the trigger. The bullet pierced the nictitating membrane, tore through the eye, severed the optic nerve, and bored into the skull. The dragon's body convulsed. Blood sprayed. Wasami kept firing, 15 rounds per second. 900 revolutions per minute, until the threat evaluation read, status, Kia. They butchered the black dragon. Skin stripped for armor. Limbs and torso portioned. Wings folded like a tent. Claws and horns pulled. The severed head split in two. Wasami scattered the remains from the hangar door, dropping them through the clouds as a message. A battle report. A declaration of death. Alpha 4, VIC 422 Baiku, who had sacrificed her body as the dragon-slaying equipment, followed the pieces down. See you around. The hangar doors closed. Silence returned. Dim, somewhere. Wasami could barely see. Two eyes, just two, captured a blurry, narrow world. Number 360-degree vision. No HUD. No sensors. No radar. No communication. No system boot at all. His body was wrong. Soft. Fragile. Unpleasant. Is this meat? He couldn't move. Not a finger. Then he heard it for the first time, raw sound, not data. Two voices, muffled, as if through liquid. Look, he made eye contact. Donovan. It's the same as the meaningless idling motion scarecrows had. In no way. The blank body's brain only imitated primitive neural patterns equivalent to firmware. It can't even generate spontaneous electrical signals to move a fingertip. Blank body. That was him now. The operation had succeeded. He was in the original world. Through glass, he saw his reflection, a face that looked like a younger Donovan. Footsteps approached. The glass opened. A woman stood before him, golden hair, fitted skirt suit, faintly glowing eyes. Victoria Hayes. The president. No, similar, but younger. And there was something inhuman about her stillness. Breathe, she said. Be breathe? His lungs didn't move. He didn't know how. Suck air through your mouth. Into your lungs. Like this. She demonstrated. He imitated. Air rushed into his throat, through bronchial branches, into alveoli. Oxygen passed through thin membranes into capillaries. Hemoglobin bound. A heartbeat pushed it through his body, neck, arms, legs, everywhere. Power spread through flesh. For the first time, his body felt alive. Good. Slow. When you're used to it, I'll teach you another method. Breathing like this is terribly inefficient. They walked. Down white corridors. Past bodies with bullet holes in their foreheads. Donovan. In no way. Without their power, they were just mortal. At the exit, the woman turned to him. I am URA 226. What's your code? Code. Your name. I'm. His head was heavy. Too much information. Vision too narrow. Smells, sensations, troublesome breathing. I'm still confused. Give me a second. Fine. I'll secure the facility first. Yura kicked a body aside, grabbed something from its belt, and tossed it to him. A gun. His hands moved on instinct, checking the slide. This seems okay. A white door opened. Wind rushed in, not the warm, clear wind of the other world, but cold, turbid air carrying sharp acid and burning meat. Black, gritty ground. A sky like a rotten sea, dark gray clouds swirling slowly, pierced by enormous towers. Some thin, some thick, some twisted, some branching into canopies. Natural and artificial at once. What is this place? Ancient characters flickered in the air, illegible, dancing above the city. No one else looked at them. The people passing by were gray. Featureless. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. Just human-shaped silhouettes with blur applied like a censorship filter. Hey, Yura said. Act normal. If you stand out, the masking will peel off. No fear. No rejection. Instead, somehow, acceptance. This gray sky, these black towers, these faceless people, this was the real world. So this is how it really is. Yura looked at him. Remembered yet? What? Your name. He opened his mouth. The word was there, somewhere. WSM. Wasu. Me. I am. A siren wailed. Every screen in the city flashed red. Air raid. Maximum level. The gray people stopped and looked up in unison. The HUD appeared before his eyes. That familiar log. So familiar it made him sick. Boot ROM. UEFI version equals WSM. Tactical AI equals 503. The war wasn't over. It had simply moved to a new world.